ask you before we start is, apparently you've been here for quite some time.
10 years.
10 years. What we want to know is, what's your secret? And
I'm not telling you. It's a secret.
No, we want to know is why do you think people generally just like quirky shops like this, or they like comics, or what is it about your shop that has given you the opportunity?
I think generally people.
Just wait.
Okay.
Take that. I think if you just press. Oh no, it won't do that. So yeah, we'll have to write down.
Right.
Okay.
I think people like independent shops, I suppose, because they're run by people who are sort of dedicated to running them. You know, there's part of the bigger group or a bigger chain of shops. Often the people who work on the shop floor don't have any say in running the business, or you know, are told what to do, whether they agree with it or not. And I think that's why independents are loved by the people who shop there. Really.
Yes, that's what we've actually asked a lot. Spoken to some other people, and they sort of say the same thing. So
I think Leeds is pretty lucky at the moment, because the city centre seems to be doing all right.
Yeah.
But you go into like smaller towns or suburbs of Leeds, and it's a different story. It's all like pound shops or charity shops, yes, or boarded up shops.
Yes. And what do you think? What do you think that can be done to make those high streets, bring them alive again, get people to shop there?
I think you need to mobilise people, like the public, make like public transport cheaper, parking cheaper. Leeds has a problem with its sort of one-way system. Like, you know, if you're driving into Leeds from another city, it's really difficult to find your way around. I think that puts a lot of people off.
Okay. And from a design point of view, not from a traffic point of view, how would you say can you improve the high street?
Well, I mean, the high street is what it is, really, isn't it? It's like a road running through a group of shops. There's not much you can do with that, I guess.
Can you not maybe? Are you sure you can't do much more with that?
Well, you seem to be suggesting that perhaps
no,
you can.
Sorry.
No. What do you think?
Well, I shouldn't really say.
Tell me what you think, and I'll tell you what I think.
Well, you said independent shops.
Yeah.
So more independent people selling independent things.
Yeah.
Do you think more of that?
Possibly, but it's difficult for an independent business to survive in a place that's already struggling. If a high street's dead, it's no point. There's no footfall to start with. So it'd be difficult because independent retailers, when they're starting out, they don't have a great deal of capital. There's not enough money to pay the rent without an income, and you need the income, so you need the footfall. So while independents would make the high street look better, they might not be able to survive on the high street if it's so quiet.
And if those problems would be taken away and it was possible, what would you then say?
I think
if you take away all those problems of money and regulations, and what do you think?
Well, what about the likes of government subsidies, like for things like tax and things like that? Because I know that's a big issue.
That would be great, but I mean, people do need to pay the tax.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, but it doesn't help out with small businesses. I know that much.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it would be nice if like businesses starting up could get like a break from paying like the rates for like 2 years or something like that. Just so you can get over that initial sort of start-up cost. And it would be good to see like sort of greengrocers and butchers moving back into high street, not just like independent sort of bookshops like us or clothes shops, which seem to be the only sort of independents that are left. Everybody goes and buys their food at the supermarkets now.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see proper old-fashioned sort of food shops, bakers. You remember bakers?
Yeah. I agree completely.
Young, but there used to be shops that just did that kind of thing. Now everything's at Tesco or Asda.
Yeah.
So basically, old-fashioned way of shopping again. Bring that back. People that back.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. You can go down to Leeds Market and you can talk to the bakers down there, or the butchers in particular are really good. The fruit and veg guys are fantastic, and you can get a relationship with them.
Yeah.
We buy our flowers down at the market every couple of days, and I know the guy by name. He knows me. He knows what I want, and we have a chat and talk about business and the weather, and you don't get that in this.
So in a way, as I understand it as well, people are aware and they know exactly what's going on around them and what's going on with politics and what they're getting and what the government's doing. They know that, and So what they want is sort of fairness, isn't it? They want to see.
What are you talking about? The businesses?
As in, you say butchers and local people, and you know. Like you don't want to see things being imported so much. You want to spend your money locally. You want to spend your money locally. So you don't want things to be imported from China. You don't want to see that because it makes me feel sick when I look at it. So I just think it's a waste.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about that?
I agree. I mean, there's certain things that people need to be cheap though, and you know, like you said, I mean, the problem with the high street is there's not much money about for people that are spending money. Because there's not much money about, people need a cheaper option, and you know, importing goods from the Far East is a cheaper option. And until we do something about that, I guess we're stuck with it.
Okay.
We've got.
Is it like personal, like you were saying, you know the fruit and veg run and flour and whatever? Is it that personal relationship that you like?
Yeah, it is.
Having a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to spend the money locally. I know the guy where we get our flowers. He's a local guy. He buys them from a local wholesaler. They obviously import them from overseas because most of the flowers are grown in Holland or wherever. But that's the nature of that industry, I suppose.
So it's more about a community shop.
Yeah,
it's more feeling like it.
And it's certainly more expensive than buying the same product in a supermarket, but it feels better.
Okay. Yeah, it feels better.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let me think about this.
We got told that on the Sundays we have like a big market come to Leeds.
Yeah, I think it's the first and third Sundays of the month out on Briggate, just at the bottom of the arcade.
Do you feel that like helps bring more people in?
Definitely does. Yeah.
So would you like to see more like?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I think it's just for people who produce their own products and mainly like food stuff, but some sort of arts and crafts. And it would be nice to see that sort of rolled out like to a wider range, like people selling clothes and you know maybe sort of local businesses having stalls there.
Yeah.
So it is a good draw. And it does bring people in.
Do you find that your customers just come in to? Do you think that they come in to speak to each other as well as to come and buy things as well?
Yeah, you saw that today actually. Two guys who I didn't even know knew each other. They've been shopping here for years and they've bumped into each other in here and now they're coming here together.
Yeah.
And there's often like times where people, you see them sort of making friends in the shop and then all of a sudden you see them popping up on Facebook together or whatever. It's really good.
Do you have your customers on Facebook as well then?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. And there's two types of customers who come in here. There's dedicated hardcore customers who come in like every week, sometimes every couple of days. And then we get, because of the location in the city centre, we get a lot of passing trade and a lot of people who've never been in a comic shop before and they sort of drift in and we sort of try and turn them into regulars.
Yeah.
Did you get all that down?